two neighboring towns are shocked by a seemingly random murder of a mall worker. Soon after, a group of teens find themselves on the kill list of mythological maniacs. These occurrences turn out to be part of a long-running history between the town and death. Beware the boogeyman.
Oh, shit, it's over here.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Clubhouse Movies Podcast. I'm your host, Marco Bacava, and I'm joined once again by Mr. Abel Pineda. Jose is still on fire, and nobody has put him out yet. Today, we are going to review Fear Street 1999. So this is it says...
It says oh my God, you read that so confidently.
But it says... All right, we're going to keep it. We're going to keep going. 1994. 1994. 1999 was a better year, okay? Like, I lived through both of
partied
them.
like it was 1999.
Yeah. Everyone thought the world was going to end. Who knows? This is based on a series of novels written by R.L. Stine. So this is part one, and it was released by Netflix as a trilogy. So you can watch all three of them right now. This is the first one. It takes place 1994. The other one takes place in the 70s, and I believe the last one goes back
to 1666.
Why does that number sound so familiar to me? Well, anyway, this episode is about a town that is cursed by a witch who summons boogeymen to do her bidding. So at first, I'll admit it, I wasn't digging it, especially like the first act when it's just a bunch of and they seemed really snarky students.
Yeah,
They seemed really unlikable. Maybe they wanted you to do that.
I think that was the whole premise there. I mean, I'm going to say it right off the bat. As soon as I clicked play and the first scene opened up, I was like, this thing took me back right to middle school. Like, I just saw Scream right across this thing, even though I watched it in high school.
Yeah, it was very Scream.
Yeah, it's taken the best parts of all the scary movies we watched in the 90s and kind of mashed them like early 2000s, and just made it a little better. I think, anyway.
Maybe that's why they didn't do an 80s one. They did a 70s and 90s because Stranger Things already did the 80s.
Yeah. And
80s have kind of been done to death.
I think it's doing a better thing than Stranger Things. It's a more mature Stranger Things.
Yeah. A lot of it worked. Like I said, just that first act just really slogged, but it wasn't until the actual plot kicked in.
Yeah.
I'll say once the bus crashes, I feel like it becomes its own movie and it goes its own way. And I do like the multiple boogeymen. So
I do too. That was nice.
There is a overlining story with a witch, and there's rival schools, rival towns, and one of them is the witches, and the other, I believe, is the devils.
Yeah. Yep.
And somehow one is supposed to be upper class, the other one is like middle, lower class, or whatever.
Yeah, the devils, I think, are the upper class, the upper echelon. The witches are the urchin of the towns.
Yeah, there's not a lot of talk about the devil though. That's the only thing that kind of
So I mean, I guess we're gonna find out if we keep watching these.
Yeah, well, we're gonna do one every. We're gonna do all three of them, so we'll see. We'll make sure we get them out in a timely manner. But yeah, did you watch Goosebumps? And I think more aptly, did you watch Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Of course.
Yeah,
and I actually wrote this feels like adult Goosebumps.
Yeah, it feels because Are You Afraid of the Dark was always a little more edgier to me.
Yeah,
it was done by Canadians, so for whatever reason, I think they had a little bit more edge when it came to that kind of thing.
They're a little more grunge than us back then.
Yeah, so that was cool, and I actually think this felt more like Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark than the Goosebumps movies.
Yeah, you know what?
Those were too goofy.
This felt like it was. I feel like R.L. Stine probably intended this to be a more Goosebumps movie than Goosebumps was,
Yeah, I think that was too zany, and getting Jack Black.
Yeah, I feel like Jack Black actually killed it because of that. Like him in there, you expect funny, and you're like,
Yeah,
dang.
I like comedic actors in scary things because they're more trippy and they're more unhinged.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But going back to the Scream motif at the very beginning, remember they killed Maya Hawke. I forget who she was playing, but she was also in Stranger Things, but
really? I did not know that.
Yeah, she was.
Man, I am
That's actually where I noticed her. She's Ethan Hawke's and Uma Thurman's daughter.
Oh yes.
And she was the friend who went down with them.
Right.
In the Russian
She was the
camp.
ice cream shop worker.
Yes, yeah.
There we go.
Who learned Russian.
Yeah.
So
That was crazy.
So yeah, I think I was kind of sad they killed her off in the first few minutes, but then that's Life of Scream, and I had to go back to make sure the person who killed her was her friend who she met at the beginning.
Yes, it was her friend.
Because I was thinking it might have been somebody else, but it actually was him. So he turned on a dime.
Oh yeah, it was
to kill her.
That was great. Not just her, like 4 other people or 3 other people that, so far as we know,
because they were in a closed mall.
Yeah,
and since they were in a closed mall, like as the final girl circuit or the girl circuit, the chase, she finds a bunch of dead bodies, which actually happens in all the horror movies.
Yeah,
they always find staged horror movies.
That was so good. I actually said that the what was it? I said this felt like it was wholly inspired by the Blair Witch Project and Scream. Just not in the cinematography, but just like the way Blair Witch was, like just friends talking amongst each other and all this stuff.
Yeah, I did like the 90s jokes because I'll admit that not a lot happened in the 90s. I remember the 90s, like we were talking about 1994. I'm like, what happened? The Street Fighter movie? Yeah. Like that was the only thing I could think of.
Great.
But I do remember AOL Pay by the Minute.
Yeah, dude. Like I was laughing when I saw that come up going, oh my God, that was so expensive.
Well, remember they used to have those things, 1,500 hours available. Can you imagine
or you get those free discs and you just start pillaging people's mailboxes.
How much porn can you watch in 1,500 hours?
I have no idea.
That's something you need to write on those things now if you did them again.
It's ridiculous.
So like this movie here, it's part of like the way it's filmed is kind of like a new age, like retro, like almost music video style.
Yeah. Yep.
And I was wondering, is this filmed in 30 frames per second? And I know I sound like Abel from the first episode or Jose from the first episode.
At least I'm talking about proper cinematography. Jose doesn't know what he's talking about.
Well, H.P. Lovecraft made a movie once about Cthulhu.
I don't even know what the hell that
and then
is.
Cthulhu, and then you uncultured swine. No, I think this movie was filmed in digital 30 because for some reason, like it just seems like it's moving a little too fast. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just being snooty. Like I said, maybe I'm just being Abel from the first episode and like enjoying my own farts here. But I think that's part of the reason it took me a minute to kind of get into it because it just seemed a little too off. Which is ironic because when you watch YouTube videos, they're typically at 30 frames a second. But we're watching YouTube videos, much like when you're watching the news. You kind of expect it. Yeah, you expect kind of live on the scene.
That might be why. If they did, I can't find anything on here that says they were filming in any kind of frame rate.
Yeah, you'd have to go back
But that's definitely feels like it would be that they filmed it like that to get you into that mode of like, hey, this is being handheld filmed.
Oh, I think the audience isn't liking this artsy part. They want us to get back to the movie. Yeah, so yeah, the first act they introduced the 2 schools, and I suppose what's her name, Maya Hawke, or that's the name of the actress.
Yeah,
they were they're having a candlelight vigil, and it's between the 2 schools. Yep. The 2 schools were really douchey, and I feel like one of the main characters
it just felt like a dark Bring It On. Yeah,
Simon. He was the one in the witch makeup who's like the main drug dealer friend or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
He was just like super douchey.
God, that guy was annoying, man.
But I got to liking him in the end. And
you had to like him when he died. What?
Yeah, right? A lot of unexpected deaths in this one. And I feel like that actually did add to the
mystique of these movies.
Not only the mystique, but the weight of these movies.
Yes, that's what I meant. Fancy words.
Yeah. So the very 90s mixtapes. Remember mixtapes?
Yeah, I do remember those.
And what was is it just me also that there's no like security or bus drivers in remember there was a bus chase scene.
Yeah, so there's a bus chase scene and they open the back door of the bus and they're chanting they're going to go kill like another school. And I'm like, where are the adults?
The bus driver never stopped.
Yeah.
And he also never we never saw him.
Like, hey, shut up, bus driver.
Yeah, we never saw him.
Yeah. Yeah, he made a police report.
Yeah, exactly. To me, the police report just manifested itself, and there was probably just a robot driving or something.
It was good. So that actually kicks off all the craziness.
The plot, yeah.
The plot got thick.
They discovered the bones of the well, they didn't know what they did, but they discovered they ended up finding the bones of the witch that everyone's talking about. Which just happened to be laying on the side of the road.
Like a roadside. Yeah. So the way it happened is what is it? There's apparently a love interest going on. So the bus, everybody's saying they're gonna go kill the next team and whatnot. So they open the back door of the bus and they have this Gatorade giant 20 gallon, I don't even know how many gallons, this 10-gallon jug of whatever, and they throw it onto the car that's chasing them, which is the rival school.
Yeah,
and they crash into the woods.
Yeah, they accidentally threw it. I think they just meant to douse them, but they ended up chucking it at them.
Yeah, chucking the whole thing, and they crashed, and then one of the love interests, she has a bloody nose and touches her nose and then puts her fingers in the dirt.
Do you know what that's a reference to?
I have no idea.
Hellraiser.
Really?
What happens according to the Hellraiser mythos is if you get blood on a place where somebody died from interacting with Pinhead,
Yeah.
it resurrects them.
What?
But here's the thing, though.
watched that
You
movie
need
since I
enough
was a kid.
blood to bring them back to life.
Oh.
So that's part
Kind
of the
of
thing.
like-
You got to
like
keep killing people.
Hellboy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, I think that was
you
another
caught that one.
another boogeyman. The small town vibe was
Yeah,
pretty
I'm
cool
a
too.
sucker for those small town vibes, man.
I didn't get it until, like I said, the plot kicks in because it actually seemed like a very big town.
Yeah.
Like it starts in a huge mall, right? And it starts in a huge school, but it didn't really kick in until they started going like the police station, walking down Main Street. And then when they meet like the second boogeyman, so the first boogeyman they meet is the one who kills
Skullface.
Yeah, Skullface, who kills Maya was it Maya Hawk?
That was Maya Hawk's
Who kills
character,
Maya Hawk's-
Heather.
Yeah, Skullface kills Heather at the very beginning, but then they meet the girl. I don't know what the name of her boogeyman is, but she sings old timey songs and slits you with wrists.
Oh man, that one was Ruby Lane. That was Ruby Lane.
Mm-hmm.
She was played by Jordan DiNatale.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
Ruby Lane. Yeah,
Ruby Lane was a creep.
she was good because you didn't expect her, and it's always good to see like like
there
Freddie.
was no build up to her showing up. She was just kind of chilling in the street, and then has like the scariest weapon, a freaking straight razor.
Yeah, and it's a lot like Freddy Krueger because you can actually see her face.
Yeah,
You know, you
and
actually,
her face was creepy.
Yeah, so that was pretty good.
She's like, "Come on, my blood."
Blood is good.
And
Yeah, we need some energy here.
yeah, there we go.
Order up. What do you get? Epinephrine.
Oh, there's Jose. No, I'm kidding. He's not here. He's nowhere to be found.
Maybe we'll edit him in looking at his phone. I need some energy.
Just a hamburger hitting him in the face.
Someone get some Viagra in your stat.
God, no.
Okay,
Go snort something.
so yeah, so they try a few times to stop these boogeymen. First they try to. Okay, let's back it up here. Let's introduce some of these characters here. So it's based on a group of friends, right?
Yep.
2 ex-lovers.
Yep. That are played by Olivia Scott Welch, which is Samantha Freeman or whatever her name is. And then we have Kiana Madeira, which is the character Dina. So it's between Dina and Samantha. They are the love interests.
And then Dina's brother is Josh, I believe.
The computer nerd.
Yes. Computer nerd and conspirator.
Oh, yes.
So he actually already has a crazy wall.
Yeah.
In
Which
a
has
way,
a crazy wall.
yeah. I almost think that he started it because why did Ghostface... I can Ghostface, but Skullface or whatever. Yeah, Ghostface the other
I
one.
thought you were going to say skull.
Nope. Why did Skull go after the guy? What did I say? Okay. Why did he go after Heather in the beginning anyway?
You know, I have no idea. So
They just because
one thing I was like, why? Why
yeah,
does he
I
go-
rewound it. I tried to find it, and Josh just explains it just happens like randomly. But why randomly now? That's the thing. So he's talking to someone on AOL.
Yes. So we don't know who that is.
I don't think we know who that is because I actually went back trying to find it, but we did find him explaining what happened on the crazy wall.
Yeah. Yep.
And he explained about all the other maniacs too, including like a Jason, like first generation Jason wearing a bag head.
Dude, that guy was a creep.
A milkman.
Yeah, that milkman was a freaking.
Yeah, he looks like he.
He looks like he didn't drink his milk.
Yeah, he looks like he wears women's skin when he's like not around.
Yeah,
and there's a little boy killer. So yeah, these are all just mentioned in flashbacks and pictures on a crazy wall, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, he explains that we got to find the bones and we got to put the bones to rest. But the witch also cut off her hand so she can leave her mark on the towns like forever. And that's the thing. So they found the bones because in the car crash, that's where it was. They tried to bury it. It didn't work. I didn't think it would work anyway, just because they didn't have her hand. And the hand was like the source of her power. The other evil plan that they had was like, get all hot and bothered in the bathroom first.
Yeah, like all of them.
Yeah, they had a real hot and bothered scene in the bathroom.
Yeah, so like the main, we'll call her the main hot chick or whatever, the cheerleader in the movie, is Kate, played by Julia Rewald, a.k.a. Christian Crook's doppelganger.
She would have been Kristen Kruk in the...
Yeah.
They done it last generation.
The Kruk. But yeah, she starts making out with freaking Josh in the bathroom.
Yeah, Josh is crushed on her hard, and like they thought they were going to die.
Yeah.
Jokes on them, though.
No.
Oh, one of them does. But anyway, yeah, and then Simon, I guess, just like hits on himself.
Or something. Yeah.
Yeah, Rosie Palm,
Rosie Palm. He talked to Pamela Henderson.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so there's a weird hot and bothered scene that I really don't think they needed. It was just a little weird and kind of stopped the movie. But hey, what are you gonna do? People gotta crush.
And they crush hard.
Woof.
Butthead.
But in this, the thing that also I was trying to figure out was they didn't explain what they were doing in the school until after that scene.
After it happened, right?
Yeah.
You're just like, and I love science. And I was like, what the hell is this? Are they using paint thinner? Are they going to clean the floors?
Yeah, right.
I was like, are they going to douse each other in this stuff?
They didn't explain what they were doing until it happened. Okay, we're going to cleanse.
So they were in the bathroom because they needed to wash off all traces of blood.
Yeah. So what happened was the witch marked Samantha because she dropped blood on her bones, as we established earlier. Yeah. So they said it's like Jaws. Jaws is always going to go after their target, who gets the blood on them first.
Blood in the water.
So they were creating a kill box out of the school.
Yeah.
Using Samantha's blood to draw the boogeymen.
Yeah.
And set them on fire.
Or boogie people, whatever you prefer.
I like boogeymen.
I do too.
It's like firemen,
Yeah,
it's
just hit you right in
boogeyman. I'm your boogeyman. Anyway.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Don't say the other one.
No.
Oh, man. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. Anyway, so yeah, it doesn't work. They try to set the school on fire with the boogeymen in it. And the boogeymen T-1000 themselves together. Hey, another horror movie. The first Terminator was a horror movie. So
I got to say, I've actually never watched the original Terminator.
It may be one of the only movies on Rotten Tomatoes at 100%.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got to watch it now. Okay.
Yeah. It's a solid movie.
To-do list.
Hey, we're going to do an ASMR on that one.
Yeah.
Even though it's the same, technically it's kind of like the same beat as Terminator 2, but I mean, it's a good movie. Yeah, so the T-1000, basically Jason T-1000s himself back together.
So like they get kaboomed in the bathroom and then they're like, and then a hand reaches from the goop.
Yeah.
And they run out.
So they figure that's not going to work, but then they find a loophole apparently in this, as what they do is they figure out that you can die and be resuscitated.
Yeah. Because I guess the witch is like, oh, I got a sheet. They died, so They're good. They're good now. They died.
Yeah, that's apparently their evil plan now to get rid of the monsters.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Dang it. I actually was going somewhere with this. But my brain stopped.
Rod right there, just fish that thought right out.
I know. I seriously had a thought.
You got to slow this one down and post just like.
Okay. No, I got it. I found it. I found it.
All right,
it's right here. So their first attempt to bring her back to life, they were going to have her overdose on pills, and they had they had different pill cocktails. They're like, this one will stop your heart.
That Kate freaking cheerleader chick is a drug dealer.
Yeah. My big question is, was there an opioid epidemic in 1994, especially among schools? Because I was in school in 1994.
So was I. But
you know what?
I don't recall.
Yeah. You know what everyone was afraid of in my time in high school, which was actually, come to think of it, shortly after this. They were afraid of passing out. They said there were two things: Raven's Revenge. Remember Raven's Revenge?
Jesus Christ! Yes.
There's so much candy on these buses. There's a candy epidemic. What was up with it? It was just candy, guys. Like, I didn't have any because you just get sweet tarts. You grind them up. Remember Raven's Revenge?
Yes.
That was the dumbest epidemic. That was 94. Raven's Revenge.
That was your 94?
That was my 94 epidemic. Candy. We drill holes in teeth. You know?
Or you get razors in your candy every Halloween.
That and passing out.
Passing out?
They were afraid.
Passing out was a thing?
They would have, it was like the buddy system, right?
Okay.
Where your buddy would like close your carotid arteries until you just pass out and then let go.
What the hell?
That was a thing in my high school.
That is the stupidest thing.
Right?
When I do jujitsu, that's the dumbest thing in the world.
Yeah, you just blood choke each other.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that's nice.
Nobody talked about pills, and then it was just like
just delayed aneurysms.
yeah. It was just say no to drugs,
Yeah.
and don't
Yeah,
don't chug sugar.
Where is that DARE program, by the way?
I know, where you been, guys? Like, you fall asleep at the wheel. Where's Scrubs
jeez.
McDog detective?
Scrub McGruff. I don't even
You
know what his
remember
name
what I'm
is.
talking about?
Yeah.
He's a dog dressed like Inspector Gadget. What happened to him? He got a divorce, and
God, man.
he's
like, I'm Scruff McGruff.
he hit the whiskey pretty hard. him and Smokey Bear run a bed and breakfast somewhere.
Boom, doom,
No,
doom.
come on. Where's Jose at? Have you do we even call him? Like, what's going on?
So we call him live. Should we plug him into the call right now?
I don't know. Here we go. Shh.
That was good. Also called,
I did not expect to go.
Is that called bear style?
Yeah, I did not expect to do Scruggs Detective Dog and
I don't expect you to do any dog.
Scruggs Detective Dog and Smokey Bear run a bed and breakfast somewhere in New Jersey.
New Jersey, what? In the Appalachian Mountains?
Yeah, just somewhere in the mountains. He's getting over his DARE program and California on fire.
God.
Okay, yeah. So back to the opioid epidemic of teens.
Words are hard.
Yeah, these are hard words, people. And you know, we're not all classically trained thespians.
Yeah. Wow, that was fun.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so you know, these people, I think,
Speaking of classics, I was talking about the music was awesome in this movie.
Oh,
Love me some grunge.
yeah. So I don't know how they knew so much about drugs. That's my only thing.
Yeah.
But I guess they just want to do some subterfuge because did you ever see The Frighteners?
No, I did not.
They had a similar plan.
Why does that sound familiar?
The Frightener.
That sounds very familiar.
Starring Michael J. Fox as a psychic who can actually see dead people.
Really?
And one of his plans was he had to like take care of business in the afterlife. So he froze himself. And
what?
Yeah, he froze himself, was a ghost, took care of business. Yeah.
Like Doctor Strange.
You know who directed that, The Frighteners? Peter Jackson.
Yeah, I just saw it right here.
Peter Jackson.
Ooh, I have to watch this.
It's a trippy movie. It has its moments. But Michael J. Fox.
It might be a next one.
In a non like Back to the Future role.
Yeah.
In one of his only like non Back to the Future roles.
Seriously.
So anyway, yeah. So this movie, they try the opioid thing, but she throws them up. Apparently, the human body doesn't like
drugs.
Drugs. Say no to drugs. Boca.
Screen.
No, that was child abuse. Never mind.
Oh no, those bikers against child abuse.
Yeah. And it was Baca, by the way, not Boca.
I was thinking about that today. I was like, wait, did we say that correctly? Idiots. We were so convinced that he just.
I really stretched that garden burger joke.
Oh god.
Just say no to Boca.
What's for dinner? Beef.
Fake beef.
Yeah.
Beef. You know, like crab with the K.
Oh
no. Where are we? Okay.
God.
Speaking of crabs, so since she throws up the pills, they figure out that they can drown her in the
more effectively
in the lobster tank. Yeah. So
not the eel tank.
Eel tank? Oh, you talking about like 7 pounds?
No.
You remember Will Smith killed himself in the electric eel? What was with that?
I don't know, man. It was so stupid. God, what is it's so dumb. Oh God, we're losing it right now.
I'm gonna give everyone my organs. Why are you gonna kill yourself? You gonna sleep risk? No, I'm gonna electrocute myself with electric eels. I mean, I forget the movie.
That movie was like, hey, that's cool. Oh, this movie sucks. Okay.
Hey, checkers, what do you think of this movie? I'm talking about 7 pounds when we recorded our review for it 15 years ago. He electrocuted himself with electric eels for some reason.
Oh man.
Okay, so so they're at a grocery store. She figures out that she wants to drink.
That was pretty good.
She wants to drown herself, but the boogeymen are coming after them. And this scene here actually has the most weight, I think, because a large chunk of the main characters, there's 5 main characters?
Yeah.
And 2 of them meet their end here.
Pretty grotesquely too, man.
Yeah, actually,
like what's that douchebag guy we didn't like? Simon?
How did Simon die? I don't remember.
Simon got an axe right to the dome. Like satisfyingly thump.
Really quickly too.
Man, he was out. I was like, oh no.
Yeah. Ouch. And he's down. Wait a minute, maybe this one will work.
Ding, ding.
Yeah, maybe this one will work now here. Shoot, I just saw it. You know how hard it is to do like everything?
Yeah, I mean, I'm right here also.
Yeah.
It was like done so quick. And then man, Kate died. I think the worst death.
Yeah,
I've
man.
ever
She
seen on screen.
got her toasted. She got her head toasted.
Man, like she got her head serrated. I don't even know what that was. Was that a bread slicer?
That was a bread slicer or a bagel slicer.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. It was.
Yeah. So someone stuffs her head. The one was
it was like
was a ghost face.
You see these fingers? Imagine this fist just freaking going through it, and then head and guts.
Yeah. Was it a spooky skull face?
Yeah, it was skull face.
Skullface just like slammed her head into the bread slicer and sliced it into little pieces.
Oh,
so that was pretty hot.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kate. We hardly knew you, but
we hardly knew ye.
Yeah, and at least Josh got some of that Kate action before.
Well, I wish that officer had shown up. The officer who took out Skullface in the beginning when he shot him right in the head.
Yeah, he's definitely in on something.
Yeah,
with the thing, and he goes to like the friend. Okay, so he does not believe the
hauntings or anything, or the history of this town.
The history of this town. Yeah, that dude looked a little weird though to me.
Yeah, he looked like other Gyllenhaal.
Other Gyllenhaal. He looks like he takes punches in the face or stalks
or calls the knights with a camera.
Yeah, he had a weird dream where he was the Prince of Persia.
Oh no,
which probably came out around 1994.
Yeah. Probably, man.
He is the other Gyllenhaal
with a terrible accent.
I know. Speaking of which, it was the girl who got pretzel faced or not pretzel faced.
Pretzel faced.
Bread rolled on her face. She got bageled. She's like other Kristen Kruk.
Oh yeah, she is. She totally is. If you guys look up Julia Rewald, you're gonna see her and be like, "Oh, that's other Kristen Kruk."
Yeah. Where's Kristen Kruk?
Dude, I have no idea. I think she tried to make a Goku movie or something, then fell off the face of the earth.
No, you never go full Goku. Whatever you said.
Where's Jose? Damn it.
Yeah. Do you mean Uzumaki? Remember the hell he said? We're still dogging on him. He's not even here.
Can't even defend himself. That's his problem.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. So at the end, she goes to the fake Gyllenhaal goes to somebody's house. I don't know if did he call her? Or did he say, "Oh, it's happening again"?
I don't even know, man.
Yeah, he's like, "It's happening again."
I was watching this movie very late last night, and it was entertaining. I was a lot of little spooky moments.
Yeah, woo, spooky. That was spooky. Oh, I'm startled.
I know, man.
Oh, I almost spilled my drink.
Spilled my drink.
Oh, I spilled my drink.
I was butt chugged wrong ways.
That's the sound I would make if anything forced its way in that direction. And I don't care who. I don't care how. Someone's spitting teeth after.
You're like, whoa.
Whoa. It's like you slip and fall and land on a broomstick. Whoa.
It's like that video of the dude who backs off a tire and somehow landed on the tire lift. His butt, dude. I was like, no.
What are you talking about?
YouTube is weird.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we're on it. Make sure to check us out.
Oh, yeah. We're on podcast and YouTube.
Yeah. Make sure to like, Subscribe, share.
Yeah, tell your friends, hide your kids, tell your wife.
We're funny for the whole family.
Usually. What else we got going on with this movie? Okay, so
I just liked it.
Okay,
I enjoyed it.
Okay, and then the last twist was they thought they got Samantha, right?
Yeah.
They drowned her.
And I said this. Hold on. I said, way better twist than M. Night.
Oh, that's a low bar though.
Yeah, but I don't like him, so I want to make sure.
Like eating spicy food and not having diarrhea the next morning is a better twist than M. Night.
You're like, am I not paying for this?
Yeah. You're just like oh, a lot of butt jokes today.
Like it is gas.
Yeah.
Because you're at the age now where you can't have accidents in your own home.
Oh yeah, or
away from a toilet.
Or it's like a champagne bottle where you think you got a fart, it's just like a, and that's it. Oh, no. That was nice. I need a champagne.
No. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're
there we go. We're back.
Yeah, the audience doesn't like it. The director's yelling at us. He's like,
wrap it up, guys.
Round it up, cowboy. And they don't like the butt stuff. The focus group has spoken.
Come on. I still laugh when someone says the word fart. I'm like,
it's next to the fart button. There you go. Okay. So they revive her. She drowns in the lobster. We talked about the lobster tank 45 minutes ago. She drowns in the lobster tank.
Yep.
They revive her.
Yep.
And then the ghosts disappear. The boogeymen disappear. So they think it's over. Yeah. So just when they think it's all over, they go home. They blame everything on the two friends, on Simon and Kate. So
being like on a drug binge or some sort.
And everyone thought they were druggies when they were selling the drugs to them. Like they're technically the dealers, not the druggies, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so they pinned it all on them, even though the cop, fake Gyllenhaal, was in on it somehow, or he knows what's happening. They still blamed it on him. But at the very end, as it turns out, that weird person on AIM told Josh, who apparently is part of his Crazy Wall conspiracy stories,
he's really
told
good.
Josh that, hey, it's not over or something. She got a call. She got a call.
Yeah, from the original person that gave them that idea, because there was a survivor at one point.
Yeah, they read it in the newspaper, like a microfiche or something.
And she's like, it's never over.
She said it's never over. And Samantha actually turned into a boogeyman at that point.
And stabbed her love interest, Dina, right in the gut with a broken drumstick.
It was a broken drumstick?
Yeah.
Yeah. The good thing it wasn't like a knife. She didn't keep stabbing her.
Yeah.
She stabbed her.
I mean, it was a pretty sharp drumstick.
Very, very calmly, where she didn't notice until she looked at it.
Yeah, and then she fell, and then somehow the scene wipes because you see a telephone, and then all of a sudden...
Well, what happens is Josh was talking to AOL person that we don't know who it is.
Yeah.
So he was talking to AOL person. Some other talking about this very thing that's happening. And they hog tie her.
Yep.
They hog tie Samantha because she's effectively Jason now.
Yeah.
And where did they go? They brought it to the woman's house.
Oh, yeah.
They brought it to the woman's house on the phone who survived in the 70s. But they also said one of their sisters was there also. So it seems like there was a lot of people who were...
There's a lot of things to unwrap.
A lot of things to unwrap.
The next movie. So that's why I actually said the ever-enveloping storyline.
Yeah.
It kept me interested, man. I like, this was a movie where I was like, I was not checking the clock. I was like, is there more? Do we have more time? Can I keep watching this?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it was fun. I think we're at a letter grade time. I think we're out of juice here. So what do you think? I'll let you go first.
I'm going to give this one an A.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a lot to live up to.
That's alpha.
Yeah. So seemingly out of nowhere, I'm thrust into my childhood scary stories and adulthood thrillers all at once. I couldn't get enough of the scary stuff. I was like, 90s grunge music and awesome cinematography bit me and hung on, man. I really couldn't get enough of that thing, dude.
All right, so that's a strong recommendation. That's an alpha recommendation.
That is
right there. So I am going to give it a C+.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Say this movie suffers from a weird first act, but as the story progressed, I found myself more intrigued by the villains, especially, and found the stakes raised nicely for the next movie. So I recommend it. It's a bit of a soft recommendation, but I feel like as this trilogy moves on,
yes,
it's gonna get better. So
Yeah.
that's my hope.
I mean, mine too. I mean, I gave it an A to start.
It's just a little bit of a weird first act, but it does pick up.
Yeah, just hope it doesn't live up, get some sophomore blues and just bomb.
Yeah, but the word on the street is that that's not going to happen. And just a word of advice: skip the trailer in the credits. So once the movie ends, there's no post-credit sequence, but there is a trailer in the credits.
Yeah,
and
don't ruin it for yourself.
And it seems a little too spoilery.
Yeah.
I know we talk spoilers here on the show, but like not when you were watching the movie. Like,
yeah, you want to stay in that zone.
Yeah, because I mean, like the movie has been out for a few months or weeks. I don't know. Yeah. But not don't.
It's spooky season. It's
turn
time
it off
to do
once the movie ends. Turn it off.
Yeah.
Credits.
Stay spooked.
Stay spooked. All right, and that has been our review of Fear Street 1994 for Clubhouse Movies Podcast. I am your host, Mark Rubalcaba, joined by Mr. Abel Pineda. We will catch you next time.